stressful. Mine has been kind of like a mix. So I've got the Woodwick, peaches and that's hot. The Woodwick peaches and cream candle. The Woodwick peaches and cream candle going. I don't even remember. Oh, Mala, the brand, is the brand. So hopefully you can kind of hear that in the background. I've got a lot of background noise going on at the moment, so I'm hoping to drown that out. But tonight, this is gonna be a quick video, just because I don't know exactly how long I have. I've got the color changing lights going, so hopefully that adds a little bit of a dreamlike quality to the video. Still haven't cut my nails, by the way. But guess what's making an appearance? My favorite book. Just kidding, it's not my favorite book. Not my favorite book, but for sure one of my favorites to film with, because as I've kind of talked about before, I have trouble doing like purely like repeating things videos, because like I'll do them fully. I enjoy doing them. It's just I have trouble continuing with them for as long as possible, because it's like it doesn't numb my brain, but it makes my brain wander, and then I forget what I'm doing, and then I start like falling asleep, or I start doing like whatever. And there will be chunks in those videos where I've kind of just like stared off into space, and I'm just like saying trigger words, and it's not like what I'm supposed to be doing. But anyway, I'm going to read to you about a few more countries, just because I like doing it so much. I know maybe it's cheesy, but I just enjoy doing it. So I'm going to flip through, and I've landed on Malaysia. There, hello, Malaysia. And as you can see, Malaysia is a country in sort of two land masses. One on the mainland of Asia, on the Malay Peninsula, and two on the island of Borneo. And Malaysia is a very interesting country, a place that I would absolutely love to go one day, by the way. So I'm gonna read to you about Malaysia. It says here, occupying the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula and the northern part of the island of Borneo, Malaysia comprises 13 states and 3 federal territories. British protectorates and colonies existed over the area during the 18th and 19th centuries. 9 of the states, all located in peninsular Malaysia, originated as kingdoms and retained their royal families. Together with the settlements of Penang and Malacca, they formed the Federation of Malaya in 1948, which gained independence in 1957. 6 years later, they united with former British colonies of Sarawak and North Borneo. Singapore joined at the same time, but left the Federation in 1965. Under a system of constitutional monarchy, the King of Malaysia is elected every 5 years by 9 hereditary state rulers. However, state and national government are both largely in the hands of democratically elected officials. Independent Malaysia was initially highly reliant on exporting raw materials, particularly tin, rubber, and palm oil. Since the 1980s, it has diversified into other sectors, such as manufacturing, banking, and tourism, to become a prosperous and industrialized country. Sometimes when I'm reading, I don't know, like I skip like slightly ahead and I mess myself up. So some of the cities that you'll see in Malaysia are, of course, the capital on the Sibu, not the island of Cebu. A couple of numbers and facts about Malaysia. Its land area is roughly 330,800 kilometers squared. Its climate is described as tropical, and it is home to 31,187,265 people. It has a density of around 94.9 people per square kilometer, and it is the ethnic makeup of Malaysia is 50% Malay people, 23% Chinese, 12% indigenous, and 15% other ethnicities. The main language is Malay, and the main religion, the religion of the majority, is Islam. Their government system is a federal parliamentary system under an elective constitutional monarchy. They are members of the ACD, the ASEAN, the CON, the G15, the G77, the International Monetary Fund, the NAM, the United Nations, the World Bank, and the World Trade Organization. The currency is the Malaysian ringgit, and their GDP as of 2018 was $296.36 billion, with the average person making $9,503. Their main industries are electronics, chemicals, rubber, natural gas, and tourism. The two land borders, the three land borders the four, my goodness, I'm exposing myself as not a great history student, not a great history and geography student. It shares land borders with Thailand on the peninsula, Singapore on the peninsula, and on the island of Borneo. It shares borders with Indonesia and Brunei, with the Philippines being very close by. So let's see if I can find, there's Vietnam from the last video. Let's see, you know what, we'll do Brunei, which its only land border is with Malaysia. You can see there is Brunei in white, and then Malaysia surrounding it in gray. Brunei is also on the island of Borneo, and the official name of the country is Nation of Brunei, the Abode of Peace. And a couple facts, or the blurb, it says, situated on the northern coast of the island of Borneo, facing the South China Sea, the Sultanate of Brunei was established in 1368 and became the center of a maritime empire from the 15th to the 17th centuries. The same family ruled from its foundation, but succession disputes and the encroachment of foreign colonial powers led to its territory and power diminishing over time. Brunei became a British protectorate in 1888, achieving domestic self-government in 1959 and full independence in 1984. Today, the Sultan has sweeping powers. Technically, the country has been in a state of martial law since a rebellion in 1962. The Sultan acts as both head of state and government, appointing the 5 councils that govern the country and controlling the National Legislative Council. According to the Constitution, its members are to be chosen democratically, but only one election has ever been held, and that was in 1962. Brunei's oil deposits and natural gas, first discovered in 1929, provided a foundation for prosperity and economic growth that accelerated after independence. So, you can see on here some of the major cities. Its capital city is Bandar Seri Begawan, and some other cities are Labu, Bangkar, Sukang, Labi, Telangan, Kuala Belait, Seria, Liang, Dutong, Penanjong, Lamunan, and Medit. And now, some numbers about Brunei. Brunei is a very small country, having a land area of 5,770 square kilometers. Its climate is tropical, and it is home to around 420,196 people as of 2018, with 80.3 people per square kilometer. The ethnic makeup of Brunei is 66% OECD, the ASEAN, the CON, the G77, the International Monetary Fund, the NAM, the United Nations, the World Bank, and the World Trade Organization. They used the Brunei dollar, and as of 2018, the GDP was $11.4 billion, with the average person making $26,939. And their two main industries are oil and natural gas. Now, I would like to go to Brunei one day, but let's just say who I am does not allow me to go there, as is unfortunate with some of the other countries on this list. Let's see, we're going to continue in South Asia with the Philippines. I never know where to go because the candle's right here, so I don't want it to burn the book. With the Philippines, we're going to do the Philippines next. I have a ton of Filipino friends. If you are Filipino and you are watching this, you are likely the sweetest person that your friends know. And I say that with total confidence. I absolutely love you guys. So, the Philippines, also called the Republic of the Philippines, located on an archipelago of over 7,100 islands. For most of its history, the Philippines was split between local rulers and islands. Spain colonized the area during the 16th century, renaming it in honor of their king, Philip II. Independence was declared in 1898, with the Philippine Republic established the following year. Self-rule was brief because the United States claimed possession of the islands, fighting a 3-year war of conquest to solidify control. It wasn't until 1946 that the country gained independence again, having become a self-governing commonwealth in 1935. Achieving democracy was problematic, however. From 1965, the dictatorial and corrupt Ferdinand Marcos ruled as president until the non-violent People Power Revolution of 1986 forced him to step down. The country has since transitioned to democratic rule, but has been troubled by corruption, debt, attempted coups, natural disasters, and internal conflicts with communists and Muslim separatists in the south. Despite the country's many problems, the Philippines has a dynamic industrializing economy that continued to grow even after the 2008 global financial crisis. The Philippines is an archipelago, so it doesn't really share any borders, but it is the closest to Malaysia. To the north, there's China and Taiwan. But the capital city of the Philippines is Manila, with many other cities, including Davao, Butuan, Cebu, which is the island that I was talking about earlier, Legazpi, Tet, Baguio, Bondog, Vigan, Lag, Tuigaro, Planon, Iloilo, and Zamboanga. Now, the Philippines is roughly 300,000 square kilometers with a tropical marine climate. It is home to 103,320,222 people as of 2018, and there are about 346.5 people per square kilometer. The majority ethnic groups in the Philippines are a bit strange, at least in this book, just because it really does, it kind of varies by islands. Some of the main islands are Samar, Panay, Cebu, Mindoro, Palawan, Mindanao, Luzon. Ethnic makeup in the Philippines is probably not necessarily very accurate in this book. They say here that it is 28% Tagalog, 13% Cebuano, and 59% others. So, kind of look that up if you're looking for the actual information and the hard numbers on that. The main language is Filipino, and the majority religion is Christianity, and they operate under a unitary presidential constitutional republic. The Philippines is a member of the ACD, the ASEAN, the G24, the G20, the G77, the International Monetary Fund, the NAM, the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and the World As of 2018, their GDP was $304.91 billion, with the average person making $2,951. This is, of course, as of 2018 when this book was published. Their major industries are electronics, aerospace, business outsourcing as well. So that is kind of a little trip to Asia, to South Asia, to South Asia. Now let's see. I'm going to find, should I go to, let's see, I'll go to Madagascar. Here we are, Madagascar, the island nation, one of the island nations, the largest island nation in Africa. Madagascar, also known as the Republic of Madagascar. The closest two nations to Madagascar are Comoros and Mozambique. So, Madagascar, located some 400 kilometers off the African continent, Madagascar's isolation has made it one of the most diverse environments on Earth. More than 80% of its plants and animals are unique to the island. It was uninhabited by humans until settlers from Borneo, so we just looked at Borneo. The island arrived in the mid-6th century. Bantu peoples joined them from East Africa after the year 1000 of the Common Era. The two groups combined to form the Malagasy ethnic group. The indigenous Merina kingdom dominated the island from the mid-16th century until 1883, when France launched a series of campaigns bringing down the monarchy. In 1896, the island then fell under French colonial rule. With independence restored in 1960, the country endured a one-party socialist rule from 1975 to 92. Protests in 2009 led to the fall of the government, with the army appointing a new president. However, following international mediation, free and fair elections were held in 2013. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries on Earth, although it has potentially lucrative mineral reserves. These are yet to be fully exploited. Some of the major cities in Madagascar. The capital of Madagascar is Antananarivo, which is really central to Madagascar. There is also Ambanja, there is Antalaha, there is Mahajanga, there is Morondava, there is Morombe, there's Toliara, Manakara, Farafanagana, Tolanaro, Menangeri, and Ambostitra. Madagascar is 587,295 square kilometers. Its climate is described, I think the candle is close to burning out, I'm not quite sure. Its climate is described as tropical along the coast and temperate inland and arid in the south. It is home to 24,894,551 people, with about 42.8 people per square kilometer. Their ethnic groups are 96% Malagasy and 4% others, and the two main languages spoken are Malagasy and French. Their two main religions, the religions of the majority, are traditional indigenous beliefs and also Christianity, and they operate under a unitary semi-presidential constitutional republic. The Republic of Madagascar is a member of the African Union, the G77, the International Monetary Fund, the NAM, is in the south of Africa. It is bordering Angola, Zambia, Botswana, and South Africa. Namibia is a dry land of desert and savanna in southern Africa. Namibia is the continent. Namibia is the continent's least densely populated country. Its first inhabitants were the Bushmen, nomadic hunter-gatherers, who were joined by several other groups, including Bantu tribes from the 14th century. Germany claimed the territory in 1884, discovering mineral deposits and confiscating land for European settlers. The German colonial regime in German Southwest Africa was brutal. From 1904 to 1907, the Herero and Nama people launched a rebellion. Germany quashed the uprising through systematic genocidal persecution of these groups, killing over 4/5 of the Herero and half of the Nama populations. In 1915, South African forces occupied the colony during World War I, and although they did not formally annex it, they established apartheid rule that lasted for 75 years. From 1966, they faced a guerrilla war with nationalists that lasted until 1990, when South African forces withdrew and the independent Republic of Namibia was established. Since that time, the country has become a multi-party democracy and has actively moved towards national reconciliation. The capital city of Namibia is Windhoek. Windhoek that is very central in the country. Some other major cities include Otjo, Otavi, Tsumeb, Grootfontein, Ontangwa, Oshakati, Usakos, Omaruru, Okahanja, Kubabis, Walvis Bay, Rehoboth, Maltahoy, Luderitz, Kitmanshoop, Grunau, Katersburg, and Oranjemund. Those are mostly Dutch in origin, which is why I know how to pronounce them. So, it's a car going by. So, some numbers about Namibia. Namibia is 824,290 square kilometers. This candle is really almost about to go out. It is majority desert in its whole, sort of like in its climate, and there it is home to 2,479,713 people, with a density of 3 people per square kilometer. Their ethnic groups are 50% Ofambo and 50% others. Again, I would look this up just to get better numbers on it. Their main language is English, and their religion of the majority is Christianity. They operate under a unitary semi-presidential republic, and they are members of the African Union, the CON, the G77, the International Monetary Fund, the NAM, the SADC, the United Nations, the World Bank, and the World Trade Organization. They use the Namibian dollar as their currency, and as of 2018, their GDP was $10.27 billion, with the average person making $4,140. Their biggest industry is mining, particularly mining of uranium, diamonds, and zinc. So, thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure when this video is going up, so if it's the new year already, Happy New Year. There's a dedicated Happy New Year video coming out, do not worry. But I really hope that you have a wonderful night, that you enjoyed listening to some white noise as I read to you about more countries. And I think at some point, as part of this channel, the long-term goal will be to finish this book.